Mediocre people cannot stand high achievers, and high achievers cannot stand mediocre people. It's not going to work. Never have any team chemistry. You never have any togetherness, because everybody's not bought in to the same principles and values, and everybody's not bought in to the same standard.
What's up, guys? Mr. Fit to Flourish here, and today this is part 2 of the Billionaire Code. And in this video, I wanted to talk about 9 things that billionaires do in order to create the desired reality that they have and to create the wealth that they have. All right, so getting to the next level of things. Like, people always talk about millionaires, people always talk about getting 100,000 or 6 figures or 7 figures or 8 figures. Not a lot of people talk about getting 9 or 10 figures, right? Because they think it's so impossible. And it's only impossible because you believe it's impossible. So that's what reality creation is about. It's all about your belief, your conviction, and your faith. So reality creation is all about faith, belief, and conviction. And in the last video of this series, I talked about how you need to stop identifying. So whatever you believe that you are and whatever you think your identity is, whoever you think you are, that's who you are. So for instance, if you think you're a football player and you think that you're someone who sits on the bench, you're going to sit on the bench because there's going to be someone better than you all the time because that's what you think. If you think no one's better than you, you're probably going to be pretty good than at least a majority of people on your team. And you're going to start because that's who you think you are. You think you are a starter. So you're going to start. It's just who you are, right? If you think that you are someone who can become a doctor, you're probably going to attempt to go to medical school. If you don't think that you're that smart, then you'll probably be someone who does poor in school. So you are what you think you are. Okay, just like that Cleveland Browns coaches said, we are who we thought we were. We are who we thought we were. That's who you are in life. You are who you think you are. So your conviction, your faith, and your belief is what shapes your reality. And this is what billionaires know. So this is the Billionaire Code, and this is what the series is called, the Billionaire Code. All right, so this is part 2. Again, don't be the chaser. So don't stop saying, oh, I'm chasing the dream. Okay, dream chasers. That means that you're never gonna get there. Okay, as long as you're chasing the dream, you are never going to get there. You need to identify as someone who is living the dream, okay? Living the dream, all right? And if you identify as a chaser, that means that you are inevitably going to be stuck running this hamster wheel and identifying as someone who doesn't have the thing. You're identifying in the state of lack, okay? You're identifying in the state of lack. You need to identify in the state of having. That is the only way that billionaires identify. They identify in the state of having. And if they don't currently have the thing, they know that they're convicted that they will have the thing. And they think, man, it's already mine. It's already mine. I just have to go get it. I already know it's right there. I just have to go. It's kind of like wearing clothes, okay? Having a closet full of clothes. And someone says, hey, we're going to the gym today. And you're wearing a suit. You need to go put on your gym clothes. Well, you know your gym clothes are in your closet. And they're like, well, I know currently I don't have the gym clothes on, but I know that it's in my closet and it's very easily accessible. That's how you need to think about the future that you desire, okay? Don't think of the future as you desire as you need to go get your gym clothes and you have to take this trek 10,000 miles across the globe, go into the pyramids of Egypt, and then find the gold at the end of the rainbow to unlock this. That's how everyone is thinking about, like, oh, this to become a billionaire, you got to do all this. No, it is easily accessible as long as you are convicted about that reality and you have faith and belief that you can get there, okay? So stop identifying as the chaser and identify as living the reality currently, all right? So if you're chasing, that means something is running away from you. If you're living, then you already have it. Right? And then essentially you become the person, you'll do the things that person would do. Okay, it's that simple. All right, so that is the number 1 code for the Billionaire Code. It is conviction, faith, and belief. Again, we're going from my journal, write a ton of stuff in here. Just got pages and pages of pages and pages and stuff. So here we go. So the next part of this is, again, belief. So we go back to scripture or whatever, but Mark 11:24 says, believe that what ye has prayed for, ye already has received it. That is how you pray. When you pray, you don't get on your knees and you say, oh Lord, please let me have this thing. Let me have this car, okay? I'm always gonna go back to a car because I feel like people are always looking at cars. But, oh, please let me have this car. No. When you pray, you pray, and you give thanks. Because remember, there is only one time that exists, and that is now. So if you're a chaser, you don't have it. If you're living it, you have it. So you're living it. So you say, thank you. Thanks for this car. Thanks for the opportunity to have this car. I really appreciate it. That's how you pray. You're like, okay, thanks for this car. Because guess what? Even though you don't have it physically in front of you, that car that you want, it exists in this reality. That Ferrari 488, right? Like, it exists. It exists for you to have. That's why you're here. You're living in order to experience it. So you're going to have it. Just give thanks. Act like you already received it. What would you be doing if you had that car? How happy would you be if you had the car? And then I promise you it's going to come to you, right? And then billionaires do not settle. Okay, they don't settle. So if for some reason something happens where it's like, oh dang, like this is not what I wanted in my reality, they understand that that's all it is. It's just reality showing them that this is not what you wanted. So they can become more clear. It helps you become more clear. When you see something not going your way, all it is reality showing you and making you more clear on your actual desire. So for instance, if your bank account goes to like -500 or -1,000 or something, you're like, oh, that's not what I wanted. Yo, I wanted $1 billion. Well, it helps you become more clear on your desired reality. And then, so for some people, it puts fire under their ass, right? Like it makes you want to take more action. And then a lot of the time that action is going to be more immediate. It's like, okay, that means that reality is showing me I need to take action right now. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, they don't settle. They're like -1,000. No, I'm not settling for that. That's not my desired reality. Or, oh, this person right here, this so-called friend, they're a bad person. I'm not gonna settle for that. You're not my friend. I'm gonna go find a group of people who are trying to elevate. I'm not gonna settle for that or that girl or that. If you're a girl, I'm not settling for that guy. Right? You don't settle. Billionaires don't settle. Okay. And billionaires believe their identity to be kings, right? And therefore, they believe that they deserve the best. Again, that goes with not settling. When most people, the average person, would be like, oh, well, I just met this person on the subway. I guess it's meant to be. They acted kind of suspect. They said they have a lot of girlfriends all the time. They have a lot of guy friends all the time. But who cares? I'm going to skip those red flags, and I'm going to settle. Billionaires do not settle. All right, I'm going to keep it simple as that. And then billionaires negotiate as if you need them, not the other way around. So you'll see a lot of influencers online or people who are actually authorities in their space. They will talk with conviction, right? And they know that to get to where they got, to get to where I got, I know that I don't need any one person, or I don't need this person's money. They don't need this person's money. However, they do offer you that course. Of course, people are always like, oh, you're selling a course. Yeah, they're offering you a course because they can help you. They don't need you to buy their course, but people are always thinking like, oh, you're selling a course. It's a scam. Like, no, you're thinking it's a scam because you don't have the money to pay for it. And you're so scared to lose that money. So you're like, oh, it's a scam. Like, no, they don't need your money. You think if you don't pay for their course, they're gonna stop making money? No, even if people didn't buy their course, they'll still find a way to make money. Okay, because they don't need you. Billionaires, millionaires, high level thinkers, and we don't even look at money as, oh, like I need money. It's used as a tool. It's a tool to get what I want. Okay, so they negotiate as if you need them. Okay, like I don't need your transaction, your little $300 for this course or for this Discord or for this. Like, we don't need that in order to make a living or in order to get what we want, because we're always going to find a way. You need me, honestly, to get to understand what is his thought process. What are the things that he's doing? Okay, how did he do it? How do I even get to this state? Like, you will need me. Or for instance, if you're going to a club or something, and the security guy says, oh, like you can't get in, and you're like, oh, well, your club probably needs me because I look pretty good and I can attract a lot of people in. I also brought 4 girls with me who will attract another audience. So, I mean, you could let me in, or I can leave and go to another establishment where we will make it a lot more popping than your club. You see what I'm saying? It's negotiation, bartering, bargaining. But at the end of the day, you hold yourself to the standard of being a king, and you understand that you don't ever need anyone else. They need you, okay? So we're gonna talk right there on this video. So this is part 2 of the series. We're gonna get into part 3, where we talk more about the other 5 things that billionaires do in order to be successful, to have that wealth, spiritually, physically, mentally, financially. And again, it's not just meditating or affirmations, because billionaires don't do all that bullshit that Ashton Hall, or whatever, I think that's his name, Ashton Hall, the Saratoga water, waking up at 6 a.m. Nobody does that, okay? But some people might want to do that in order to get into a state, okay, state transference. You might want to do that. Some people do, but 99% of people don't do any of that stuff in order to get to that high level of wealth. And we'll talk about that in the next video, part 3. I'll see you guys.